Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Let me get situated here. Get my mic situated. Sorry I'm late. I thought I had it scheduled for 10:45, but I was wrong. I was in there giving Smokey his medicine. Um, I've missed y'all. I've missed doing my true crime, but I had to focus on Smokey, y'all. I thought he was dying on me Friday. Those pictures I posted of us holding his hand, we would raise him up off that bed and he would just flop back down. We couldn't find no vets to take him in Friday. I mean, we called every vet here in Southwest Virginia to East Tennessee. Nobody wanted to take him in. Everybody was leaving early, or the vet wasn't there. Our vet out here in town, which I don't really like, but we were going to go there. We called there, and they was like, "Oh, there's no vet here. She had to go out of town." Well, what's the use of having a veterinary hospital if you don't got more than one vet working? You know. Um, but then Saturday he started perking up, and then yesterday he was a lot better. I went and got him these little glucosamine, something like that, treats, extra strength. They're for your for the dog's hips and joints. And I'm telling you, Sonny, crap, Smokey is acting like his old self, except he's still blind, of course, but he's doing a lot better. He wouldn't even go outside, guys. We was having to carry him outside and everything. So I'm so happy about that. Because Friday, y'all, I thought he was dying. I hit my knees in the living room. I was over top of him. I was crying, basically screaming. I really thought he was going to die on us. Anyways, he got to go to we was going to take him to a vet in Tennessee this morning, but since he's doing better, he can just go to his regular appointment tomorrow. Anyways, how y'all been doing? Charlie Girl says, Cat's Eye, Debbie, Wayne, Southern Mom, Mandy, Jack's mom, Matt. Am I missing anyone? Long Island Girl, good morning. I was waiting for someone to cover the newest murder in the family. Oh my gosh, girl. I've even got Mark into this case. He's been watching it on Fox News. He was asking me a bunch of questions. Cement Shoes, Blue West. Let's see. I say Carolina Girl. I forgot who I said hi to, guys. I'm having ADHD this morning. If I missed anyone, y'all know I didn't mean to. Red Rum. Hey, girl. Sorry we didn't get to record, that video the other day. I just couldn't do anything but focus on Smokey. This case is crazy. Let me tell y'all something about this case we're getting ready to talk about. Now, this is just my speculation and opinion. I'm not a professional, but I think Alex Murdaugh knows who murdered his wife and son, and I think he did this to himself or got someone else to shoot him. Because Saturday he was allegedly changing a tire on the side of the road and someone shot him in the head. But guess what, guys? It's just superficial. That must mean it just like grazed him or something. Now, if he did this to himself, it looks like authorities would have found a gun. So I'd say he got somebody to do this to him. That's what I'm thinking. This family is corrupt. I really don't have any sympathy for them. I really don't. Let's see what's going on here in Hampton County, South Carolina. Can y'all believe this? Like, he can't afford roadside assistance. I know. Something is weird with this. Wayne, yes, exactly what I told my wife. Yeah, he is involved in this. Now, him and Maggie, Alex and Maggie, were having some marital problems. I mean, a lot of people have marital problems, but I believe he was tired of covering for his wife and their weirdo sons. Because Paul, I hate to talk about the dad bad, but Paul was a weirdo. His other son, Buster, he's a weirdo. The dad's a weirdo. Their days of getting by with stuff is over. And I think that they are responsible. I think Buster Murdaugh is responsible for Stephen Smith's death. Now, Stephen Smith was found dead on the side of the road a few years ago. The Murdaugh family name kept coming up in the investigation. The police tried to say it was a hit and run, but it wasn't a hit and run. There was no skid marks, no glass, no anything, no evidence that a car hit this young man. Rumor is he was around with Buster Murdaugh, and I guess Buster didn't want anybody to know he was gay or something. And I think that they killed Stephen and laid his body on the side of the road. We'll read about him this morning. Let me get this one up. And Wayne, thank you. Wayne left me a message in the comment section that told me about Alex being shot, or I wouldn't have known the other day because, I was so focused on Smokey. Guys, I'm in a better mood because Smokey's doing better. But still, it's in the back of my mind. His days are numbered, because he's old and stuff. But I'm trying not to think about that. I told Mark this morning, I was like, I've got to get into some true crime and get my mind off all this. Okay, let's see. Murdaugh murders. And I like to follow Fitz News to keep up with the Murdaughs because I think that's like a local little, I don't know if it's a newspaper, I don't know. But they follow everything. They got good information. Oh my gosh, Paul and Buster look just like him. Okay, nearly 3 months after his wife and son were savagely murdered in a still unsolved double homicide, prominent Low Country, South Carolina attorney R. Alexander Alex Murdaugh, who remains a person of interest in that ongoing investigation, was wounded in a shooting in Hampton County. Alex was reportedly airlifted to the Parker's Emergency and Trauma Center in Savannah, Georgia on Saturday afternoon, with at least one gunshot wound in the aftermath of the incident. Agents of the South Carolina State Law Enforcement Division, SLED, were called to the crime scene at the request of the Hampton County Sheriff's Office. SLED has been requested to investigate a shooting that occurred in Hampton County. Agency spokesman Tommy Crosby confirmed to me on Saturday afternoon. Crosby declined to identify Murdaugh as the victim of the shooting initially. However, multiple law enforcement sources confirmed the 53-year-old lawyer was the individual who was wounded. Shortly before 6 p.m., I guess it's Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, SLED confirmed that Hampton County case confirmed the Hampton County case it was investigating involves Alex Murdaugh. The person involved is Alex Murdaugh, Crosby confirmed. Our agents are actively investigating this incident. The shooting reportedly took place on let me see if I can say this. Salkehatchie Road near Barnesville, South Carolina. A location which was confirmed by Columbia, South Carolina defense attorney Jim Griffin, one of Murdaugh's lawyers. Oh, he's going to need one. Griffin told reporters at the Hilton Head, South Carolina Island Packet his client stopped on the side of the road after experiencing car trouble while traveling to Charleston, South Carolina from his home in Islandston. Alex was changing a tire when a car passed him. Heath Ellison of WCIV TV4, ABC, Charleston, South Carolina, reported, quoting Griffin, the vehicle turned around and someone in the car shot him. Griffin further told reporters Steve Garrison of the Charleston, South Carolina Post and Courier that shots were fired from a truck that had passed Murdaugh on the road and circled back as he was working on his vehicle. Well, let me tell you what, that was a sloppy murder or attempted murder. If you ask me, the bullet barely grazed him. Something's not adding up about that. Paul and, what's her name? Maggie were executed down at the dog lots, shot with 2 different types of weapons. If someone wanted to kill Alex, why did they do such a sloppy job at it? Why not just stop the vehicle, walk up to him, confront him, and put a bullet in his head? I hate to say things like that, but you know what I mean? It's just a sloppy job. Something's not right with this. Okay. As of this writing, there is no information available to any suspects being sought or apprehended in connection with the shooting. Again, as soon as such information becomes available, it will be passed along to our readers. I love Fitz News. A 2-paragraph report published by WCBD TV2 claimed Murdaugh was shot in the head. Several sources close to the Murdaugh family have told this news outlet they understand that it is a headshot and that it was not self-inflicted. Well, I mean, he's an attorney. He's not going to do it himself. He's too smart for that. They can tell if you've shot yourself or someone else has done it. Multiple sources familiar with the shooting said Murdaugh sustained superficial head wound. Several news outlets reported that 10 shell casings were found on the scene. However, Fitz News sources have not confirmed that. A statement from the family did not elaborate on the nature or extent of his injuries, although it indicated he was expected to recover from them. The Murdaugh family has suffered through more than one family could ever imagine. Really? How about Mallory Beach's family, what she suffered when Paul Murdaugh wrecked her on the boat and threw her from the boat and her body wasn't found for a week later? These people make me sick. Okay, they suffered more than one family can imagine. We expect Alex to recover and ask for your privacy while he recovers. Ask for your privacy? What? As I exclusively reported 2 months ago, the bodies of 52-year-old Maggie Murdaugh and her son, 22-year-old Paul, were discovered by Alex Murdaugh on their 1,700-acre Moseley, I don't know if that's how you say that, hunting property in Colton and Hampton counties on the evening of June 7, 2021. Paul was reportedly killed by a pair of gunshot blasts, one to the chest, another which struck his arm and head. I reported at the time, citing my network of law enforcement and prosecutorial sources. This information has since been publicly confirmed by health officials as the cause of Paul Murdaugh's death. He was a little weirdo. Maggie was reportedly shot and killed by a semi-automatic rifle at or around the same time her son was killed. Her cell phone was discovered the following day along a rural South Carolina road near where the killings took place. Interesting that they took her phone like that. I wonder, I've always wondered, did someone hold a gun on them, like come in on them and march them down to the dog lots and execute them? Or was someone like lying and waiting for them to go down to the dog lots and then shoot them? I don't know. As I noted on June 9, 2021, law enforcement and prosecutorial sources with direct knowledge of this investigation indicated Alex had been identified as a person of interest in the case. But as I have repeatedly noted, he is said to have provided investigators with an ironclad alibi for his whereabouts at the time of the killings. That don't mean crap. That don't mean he didn't hire nobody. This is a rich family. He's not going to get his hands dirty. Come on. Also, his status as a person of interest made sense given he was the one who called 911 to report the shootings. Now, allegedly, he was visiting his ailing father, who'd been sickly for a long time. Now, Alex's father died a few days after Paul and Maggie were murdered. He'd been sick for a while, they said. SLED is leading the investigation into the double homicide as well as the investigation into the shooting of Alex Murdaugh on Saturday. Additionally, the agency is leading an investigation into allegations that Murdaugh and other members of his family obstructed justice in the aftermath of a fatal February 2019 boat crash. Let me tell you something. It's all they done was got that little weirdo Paul out of trouble. Every one of them, that's all they've ever done is bought their way out of trouble because of who they are. Because they're a prominent family. Been working in the solicitor's office for years and years. Different people in the family. This is a privileged family. Okay. News of that inquiry was exclusively reported by this news outlet back in June, 4 days after the Marcelli killings. In the boat crash incident, Murdaugh's late son, Paul Murdaugh, was accused of crashing a 17-foot center console watercraft owned by his father into a bridge piling in Beaufort County, South Carolina, resulting in the death of 19-year-old Mallory Beach of Hampton, South Carolina. At the time of his death in June, Paul was facing 3 felony boating under the influence charges in connection with that crash. Alex and his other son, Buster Murdaugh, were among the parties named in a wrongful death suit filed in connection with the fatal collision. Interesting that Buster's name was named in this wrongful death suit. The investigation into the Murdaugh murders has been shrouded in secrecy, opening the case up to all manner of speculation. That speculation ramped up last week when news broke that a local prosecutor with close ties to the Murdaugh family, recused himself from the double homicide case. Actually, that was one of my topics Friday, but Boo Boo was sick. The Murdaughs are one of the most influential families in South Carolina, especially in the Palmetto Low Country. 2 members of the family currently work as attorneys for a powerful regional law firm, and 3 generations of Murdaughs served as solicitor or district attorney for a 5-county region from 1920 through 2007. Hey, it's like time to get them weirdos out of the DA's office, solicitor's office, whatever you want to call it. As a result, the family wields tremendous influence over police, prosecutors, politicians, and judges in this 5-county region. Obviously, this news outlet will continue to following this breaking news story as it continues to develop. Stay tuned for updates. Here's the author. I love this guy. What's his name? He writes good articles. Will Folks. Okay, we're not done reading his work here. I wanted to share with y'all something else about Stephen Smith. His family. Let me think of the word. This family is evil. Evil. They do things and then they buy their way out of trouble. Here's what I think. I think Alex Murdaugh was tired of bailing his son out of trouble. Here Paul was facing this boating under the influence, which resulted in killing a young lady. And also they were being sued. Maybe he got tired of it. Maybe he had his wife and son took out. And then he staged this on the side of the road. Now, does Alex Murdaugh look like the type of person that's going to get out and change his own tire? This is a rich man. I highly doubt he even knows how to change a tire. Why wouldn't, he's rich. Why wouldn't he just call, what do you call that? OnStar, a damn tow truck's what I call it. Why wouldn't he just do that? And why would these people fire so many shots at Alex Murdaugh and barely graze him? Now, I'll tell you why. Because he had that set up. That's my opinion. Let me look at the chat before we read about Stephen. It's pronounced Murdaugh. I can verify. The name is pronounced Murdaugh instead of Murdaugh? Really? Well, them weirdos, they don't deserve their name pronounced correctly. Nobody saw him with the tire jack or anything like that. He was probably merely just checking it out. He probably has roadside assistance through Mercedes. Oh, yeah, he does. He does. All set up. That's what I believe too, Wayne. It's all set up. Now, he had this set up to make it look like, he didn't have nothing to do with his wife and son's murders, and somebody's trying to murder him too now. This is all a setup. Now, we could be wrong, Wayne, but I don't think we're wrong. I don't. I think it's going to come out. Everything comes out in a wash, as they say. And they may be in trouble over Stephen Smith, too, because let's not forget their name kept popping up in his cold case. Should call it a murder case because that's exactly what it was. This happening to. What is it, baby? Get in the house. Hold on, guys. Go on. You going in, lady? Go on. Oh my God. I fried sausage this morning and Skylar thinks she's going to get some. Okay, so here's that young man that was found dead on the side of the road. Stephen Smith, Case Files Part 3, Murdaugh Rumors Fly during 2015 investigation, published 2 days ago. Okay. Let's see what it says. Now, this young man was openly gay, and I believe that had something to do with his murder. I believe he was messing around with Buster, Murdaugh, however the hell you say their name. I believe Buster didn't want nobody to know that he was gay, so he killed Stephen to shut him up. Now, Stephen had told like a friend or his twin sister one that he was supposed to go out on a boat and go fishing with his new love interest. That trip never happened. And I firmly believe he was going to go out on the boat with Buster. That's what I think. They killed him, then laid him on the side of the road to make it look like it was a hit and run. Okay. It's been more than 2 months since the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, SLED, opened its investigation into the death of Stephen Smith, based on information gathered during the course of the double murder investigation of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh, however. In the weeks following the announcement, Stephen Smith's case caught the attention of reporters across the country. National media parachuted into Hampton to try to interview Stephen's mother, Sandy Smith. The media just wants a story, Sandy Smith told Fitz News, referring to invasive national news outlets. I just want justice. SLED has not updated the public on their investigation into Stephen Smith's death. While we wait for SLED to release more information on the investigation, Fitz News has taken a deep dive into the 2015 investigation files. Like the probe of the 2019 boat crash that killed Mallory Beach, the 2015 investigation into Stephen Smith's death was chaotic from the beginning, derailed by jurisdictional obscurity and suspicions of investigative interference. Before SLED opened its case, the South Carolina Highway Patrol was the agency assigned to investigate Stephen's death. Okay, evidence from the scene. Stephen was found dead just before 4 a.m. on July 8, 2015, in the middle of Sandy Run Road in Hampton County, South Carolina. No tire marks, no debris from a vehicle found on scene after several searches. Stephen's loosely tied shoes were on his feet when he was found dead in the middle of the road. Usually when someone gets hit by a car, don't it usually throw their shoes off of them most of the time? His car was found 3 miles away on Bamberg Highway with the gas cap off. Chain of custody apparently was broken when Stephen's clothes were left unattended at the funeral home. Stephen's head was bruised and misshapen by blunt force. His shoulder was partially dislocated and had no other major injuries. Dispute about the hit and run theory. Investigators on scene on July 8, 2015 went back and forth between a gunshot homicide and a hit and run accident. South Carolina Highway Patrol officers were told it wasn't a vehicular accident. They didn't have to be an autopsy. What? Officers were told it wasn't a vehicular accident. They didn't have to be an autopsy. That don't even make sense. At the autopsy, MUSC pathologist Dr. Aaron Presnell ruled that Stephen was killed in a hit-and-run crash. Well, you was wrong, Doc. 2 South Carolina Highway Patrol investigators who spoke with Presnell described hostile experiences with the pathologist and couldn't get a direct answer for why she ruled Stephen's death a vehicular accident. Well, I can tell you, the Murdaughs paid her off. That's why. The coroner said he didn't believe Stephen's death was a hit and run. He was paid off too. The case was given to South Carolina Highway Patrol until 2021 when SLED opened an investigation. They found something that tied Stephen's death to the Murdaugh murders. Here's Stephen's shoes, y'all. Oh, Mark has a pair of those. Are those Vans? In part 3, we look into the interviews conducted in the investigation between September and December 2015. The Murdaugh name is mentioned more than 40 times in the investigation. In part 4, we'll show you what happened before the case went cold. Editor's note, the timeline below is an outline of an investigation shared for the purpose of full disclosure as the case is getting attention from sleuths across the country. Okay. September 2nd, 2015. Let me relight my cigarette here. South Carolina Highway Patrol. After investigator Todd Proctor ended his interview with Kevin, he calls Jack. Jack was facing 2 separate lawsuits from the Murdaugh law firm at the time of this interview. Jack was previously interviewed in August 2015. He is the only person to be interviewed twice in this investigation. Okay, who the hell is Jack? Interview with Kevin. He goes, who's Kevin? Proctor, I met with Kevin this morning. I'm sure you're aware he kind of told me his side of it. And I got to keep working this rumor backwards, if it's rumor or truth, whatever it may be. Tell me the version of the story you heard. Jack, I was with friends one night, and out of the blue with my friend Monica said that we already knew he got hit or whatever, but we didn't know who did it. We just heard Buster did it. Everyone knows who Buster is and his family and all that. And it was kind of shocking and all that. And I guess we kept talking about it and spreading it around. Jack, Monica told me this. She's my classmate. She was like, you won't believe who did it. And she said his name. And I was like, really? She heard it from Kayla, whose father works in law enforcement. Proctor, the story I got is that Buster and one or two other people were driving around and saw Stephen's car, looped around, saw him in the road, struck something outside of the vehicle, and it hit him. Is that the story you heard? Jack, yes. Proctor, like I told Kevin this morning, Buster was on our radar long before we ever got this information. I'm calling you about now. It's not like somebody is going to say Kevin or Jack are the ones that put it on Buster. My office is out of Charleston. I don't work around Hampton. I know the Murdaughs are highfalutin, and some people say they have a lot of power. That name doesn't mean anything to me. My job is to find out. You don't have to agree with Stephen's lifestyle, but that doesn't mean he gets to be killed and nobody gets to find out what happened. Exactly. Jack, he was a cool person, honestly. We were all in class with him. It was shocking. Proctor, he didn't get hit by no car. I'm not saying someone murdered him, but if it was somebody playing around and it got out of control, the problem is when you lie and cover it up. You know, Stephen's story deserves to be told. If you want to call Monica and give her a heads up. Proctor calls Monica. She doesn't answer. 1:15 p.m. South Carolina Highway Patrol. Proctor calls Kayla. When asked what she heard about Stephen Smith's death, she said she heard one of my classmates did it. Proctor, who is that? Kayla, Buster Murdaugh. Proctor, I'll be honest with you. Buster has been on our radar long before this. Proctor then asked if she heard this rumor from her father, who is in law enforcement. Kayla, no, sir. Proctor, I've talked to quite a few people down there, and you have less to worry about since your daddy is a law enforcement officer. A lot of people seem nervous to say the name Murdaugh. I understand they're pretty big down in Hampton, but I'm in Charleston, and that name doesn't mean anything to me, so I want you to understand that. Kayla said she heard the rumor from another guy, Isaac. Kayla tells him she doesn't know how Isaac knows about this, but he said that they beat Stephen up and threw him out of a truck. Kayla tells Proctor that she didn't know Didn't know of any enemies. Proctor, everybody knew Stephen's lifestyle, but nobody really had an issue with it. It doesn't sound like Buster had issues with him. It doesn't make sense. Buster is gay and he was messing around with Stephen. He didn't want nobody to know. That's my opinion. It's the only thing that makes freaking sense. Okay. It doesn't make the Proctor. Regardless if you liked Stephen or agreed to his lifestyle, somebody killed him. His story deserves to be told. That's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. Proctor then asked Kayla about Buster's friend, Cameron. Kayla says she hung out with Cameron from time to time. Proctor, my understanding is that Buster is really good friends with Cameron. Any knowledge of why his name keeps coming up? Kayla, no, sir. Proctor then asked Kayla to tell him where she could find Isaac. He said that he worked at a specific fast food restaurant in Hampton County. Proctor, you're the 9th person I've talked to about this, so hopefully people start talking. Kayla then gave him Mia's number. He tells her that he was down in Hampton yesterday. I tried to stir up some dust yesterday and get some people talking. Hopefully some people are going to start talking. Interview ends at 2:22 p.m. Okay, here's Stephen's car. Everybody knew Stephen's car because it's a small area, and like how many people's got like small yellow banana cars? That's what I call it. That's what his mom called it, the banana car. Okay, let's see what else is going on. 4:15 p.m. Proctor calls me in. The beginning of the interview is hard to hear. It sounds like she heard of another rumor involving a man stalking another man at a fast food restaurant. Proctor does not ask follow-up questions about the rumor. Okay, so this guy is interviewing like classmates of Stevens. The information, Proctor says, the information that was given to me was that Buster Murdaugh and two other people out that night saw Stephen's car. They went down a road. They saw him walking and held something or swung something out of a car and accidentally hit him. Does any of that sound familiar? Mia, I've heard something about Buster, but I didn't remember. Proctor, I'm out of Charleston. I'm not from Hampton, but I know the Murdaugh name in Hampton is pretty big. But as far as I'm concerned, I couldn't give two craps about the Murdaughs. But what I'm seeing is a lot of people seem hesitant to talk to the Murdaughs or Buster. Do you kind of see that? Mia, when we were speaking about it, someone told me it was Buster. They were saying nothing would be done about it because of who he was. Those days are over. Those days are over for the Murdaugh family. I got news for them. Okay, Proctor, that's the problem. I don't care about Buster. I'm not a local police officer in Hampton. I don't care about their last name. I'm not saying I'm going to put it on Buster, but if he did something to do with it, it needs to come out. The thing about it is we all know Stephen lived a different lifestyle, but it seems to me like no one really took an issue to that. He seemed like the kind of guy everyone got along with. It seemed like no one really had issues with him. I mean, they're acting like Stephen was the only gay person in town. Like, what the crap? I'm from a small coal mining town in rural Virginia, Southwest Virginia. And, I mean, there's all kinds of gay people in my community. No one makes a big deal out of it, but they're acting like Stephen was the only gay person in that community. Come on now. Okay, Mia agrees. Proctor, someone had a part to play in his death. He wasn't hit by a car. Something else happened. The unfortunate part is my job is to tell Stephen's story because he can't. Amen. Proctor, the Murdaughs, as big and powerful and whatever and rich as everyone thinks they are, they're going to go on living with their lives like nothing happened. So they can play that card like they care about everyone else. No, they don't. They care about protecting themselves. Actually, when Stephen was found dead on the side of the road, the Murdaugh family name kept coming up. I heard a police officer that worked on Stephen's case say this myself. He said that he tried to call them and get them, to come in and do an interview. They wouldn't even talk to him. They lawyered up. Now, if they didn't have anything to hide, and Buster wasn't involved, why wouldn't they cooperate and try to, tell police what they know so they can find out what happened to this young man in their small town, right? The only reason people don't cooperate like that is because they had something to do with it. If they didn't have anything to hide, they would talk to police. Okay, I lost my place. Proctor, if Buster had something to do with it, I'd like to be able to prove that. But the information that I'm getting is it started out strong because I had an individual who really stepped out against the Murdaughs and was willing to talk. And it seems as I keep continuing on and talking to other people, it's getting watered down a good bit. Yeah, they're threatening people. Proctor then asked Mia if Mia has Isaac's number and she gives it to him. Proctor, I'd like to get in touch with Isaac of where he got his information, how Buster was involved. I've talked to several people and I've encouraged people not to hide anything. If you're friends with Isaac, let him know that I'm going to be in touch with him. None of y'all are in any kind of trouble. I need someone to give me solid information aside from what the Murdaughs are saying. Well, you can't believe a word they say. The Murdaughs wouldn't know the truth if it hit them in the damn face. Proctor, I'm trying to track down, the 10th person I've talked to in reference to this one rumor. It had to start somewhere. If you say you heard it from Isaac, eventually I'm going to get to the source. I was in Hampton yesterday and stirred up some dust. If you hear anything, if you have my number, please give me a call. There is no record of Proctor ever calling Isaac. According to the investigation file, the Highway Patrol didn't touch the case between September 2nd, 2015 and late October. Oh, here. Okay, October 20th. I'll look at the chat in a minute, guys. I can't see it. I'm reading here. October 20th, 2015. Proctor calls Buster Murdaugh. Note says, didn't answer. Voicemail full. Proctor then tries to email him. There is no audio recording of this phone call like when he called Monica. This is the only time in the investigation Highway Patrol attempted to talk to Buster. Why? Because is it because everybody's afraid of the Murdaugh family? November 17th, 2015, 12:23 p.m. South Carolina Highway Patrol, Sandy Smith calls Duncan, wanted to know if any of the interviews had led to new information. There are no other notes about this phone call. November 18th, 2015. Sandy Smith calls and tells Duncan that she heard on the radio that an arrest had been or will be made in her son's death. November 19th, 2015. Proctor contacts the radio station to find out if this was true and maybe who called saying it. 3:30 p.m. Proctor interviews a host from the radio show. Host, Stephen Smith doesn't ring a bell to me. I'm trying to think. I'm on the talk show, so I'm just trying to think. When Proctor asked Gooding about someone calling in on the case saying there was an arrest. No, come on. When you host a show just like I host, this little live stream here, I remember when I talk about. I mean, how can this radio host not remember what he talked about? Paid off by the Murdaugh family, probably. Okay, I lost my place. Host, on that little fella that they called it a hit and run and someone said he was out of gas, someone called in yesterday and asked if there was an arrest in the case and said they were investigating a prominent family or something like that. Host, I know it was a white male. I'd be lying if I knew who called. The radio host said people call in all the time and talk about arrests and rumors. Proctor asked him about rumors. Host, I don't know if it's true or not. Somebody told me, a good friend of mine's son, that Murdaugh kid down in Hampton, and that was yesterday. You got to understand that's Hampton, and it's just a rumor, street committee. Host, I heard yesterday, like I say, street talk, someone said there are 1,000 rumors flying about like this. Like I said, it's a prominent family, Hampton County, and I'm sure people don't like them. I mean, they're friends of mine, but I'm sure people don't like them and will take any shot they can at them. Oh, so the radio host is now friends with the Murdaugh family. Go figure. The host asks if the mate team is investigating the case. I don't know what that is. Proctor, nobody has been arrested at this point. November 24th, 2015. Story by Matt Popovich called Mother of Slain HC States Possible Hate Crime. Hampton County, I guess that means Hampton County HC States Possible Hate Crime about Stephen's death is published. Now, Sandy Smith, that's Stephen's mom, told The Guardian she heard rumors about an older man stalking him, but she heard other rumors she believes more. She reiterated several times her opinion that her son was killed for being gay by several local Hampton County youths from prestigious families, which she believes have sworn to protect their children no matter what heinous crime they committed. Well, I believe that Stephen and Buster were messing around, and Buster didn't want nobody to know he's gay. Stephen ran out of gas that night. Buster and his weirdo friends was coming by, and they probably had a baseball bat, stick, something, and just swiped him in the back of the head maybe a few times. Who knows? I believe there's a bunch involved in Stephen's death. Several young people. Okay, Sandy would not give the reporter's name. She said she believed that Stephen would not have been walking on Sandy Run Road in the middle of the night. She didn't buy the hit and run theory at all. She said boys, some of who were Stephen's classmates, were coming home from a baseball game and they took him from his car. And his car was allegedly out of gas. I hear the same story, but from different people. Everybody knows what happened to my son, but nobody wants to tell me who's responsible. Can you imagine what she's been going through since 2015? She knows her son's being murdered, but law enforcement really won't do anything about it. Hold on, guys. Oh, gosh, I've been so dizzy. I've been out of my Cymbalta all weekend. And my head is so dizzy. I'm so upset with my doctor for not calling in my refill. Okay. Let's see. Oh, and Stephen has a twin sister, by the way. I don't know if y'all know that. But yeah, he had a twin sister. Has a twin sister. Okay, the names in this section below have not been changed because they've already been published by other media. Okay. Duncan receives an anonymous tip. Dontario Aiken, along with another black male and white male, Murdaugh, are the ones involved in the death. South Carolina Highway Patrol. Duncan contacts Rowell and briefs him on a tip. Duncan sends an email to 3 other South Carolina Highway Patrol troopers, not Todd Proctor, about what I wanted Lieutenant Corporal Rowell to do. Man, this is bad writing. Duncan sends information to Proctor and advised him about situation. 12/7/15 received an email in reference to an anonymous tip. States Dontario Aiken, along with another black male and a white male, Murdaugh, are the ones involved in death. This tip is referring to Stephen Smith. December 18th, 2015. Lord, I'd love to interview Stephen Smith's mom and get her side of the story, get all the facts and stuff. Of course, I wouldn't bother and reach out to her. She's been through hell, and I'm not a real reporter, but I'd love to talk to her. Okay, December 18th, 2015. Proctor receives information from Duncan about Darrell Williams, who says his stepson, Patrick Wilson, told him that Sean Connolly struck and killed Stephen Smith. Lord have mercy. Williams said his stepson told him this in confidence. He said Wilson had moved out and he did not know where he was staying. Wilson said he could only tell Proctor that Wilson attended some Christian school in Ridgeland. Proctor drives to Ridgeland and goes to the Step of Faith school, but Wilson does not go there. Proctor then goes to Legacy U-Haul. I don't know how you say that, Baptist church school. Wilson is a student, but not at school that day. Williams does return Proctor's call seeking more information. Mr. Williams stated that the reason that he was passing this information on was because Randy Murdaugh told him to call, Proctor wrote in his report. This conversation was not reported. Okay, there's the information. December 21st, 2015, 3:25 p.m. South Carolina Highway Patrol. Duncan interviews Nick Ginn of the Hampton Police Department in reference to a tip that came in from an email from Sergeant Burns. Duncan says he's calling Ginn at a phone number which Duncan says is the Hampton Police Department. When Fitz News looked up the phone number written in the report and stated in the recording, the number is for a local law firm, not the Murdaugh law firm. The Hampton Police Department is a completely different phone number. That's why I love Fitz News. I mean, they bring the facts and they verify everything if they can. When Jen picks up the phone, he says, Sergeant Jen, as if picking up the phone in his own office. When Duncan asks Jen whether he has time to talk about the Hampton County case, Jen tells him at somebody else's desk and needs to put him on hold to get a piece of paper in case he needs to take notes. Jen returns after some delay. Some of our phones have line 1, some of them don't. Daryl is Jen's stepdad. What was told to Jen from Daryl? Patrick Wilson said Sean Connolly was drunk and hit something. He came back the next day and saw cops and learned through the media someone had been killed. He said Sean called Patrick crying. Sean called Patrick crying, saying that's what happened. Patrick cried as he told his stepfather the story and walked outside and threw up. Jen said they wondered if Patrick was with him. Duncan, did he describe what happened? Jen, supposedly it was the mirror. I sent Nick the pictures of the truck he was driving that night. I want to say I sent everything to Mitch Altman and of the South Carolina Highway Patrol. Him and my brother and me are good friends, and I didn't know who to contact. Mitch said he would get the information to the right person. Daryl told Jen he was concerned and someone lost a son. Right there's where Stephen was hit at, guys. Y'all see that paint square right there? That's where they found him. Okay, if somebody did hit him, where's the glass? Where's the skid marks? I mean, where is the evidence? It's not a hit and run. Why would he be walking down the middle of the road too, guys? Why would he be walking down the middle of the road in the pitch dark with no flashlight or nothing? And if he got hit by a car, how come it didn't throw his shoes off of him? Maybe that don't happen every time. I don't know, but most of the cases I've read about hit and runs, somebody hit by a vehicle, their shoes get thrown. I mean, his shoes was barely tied on him. Okay. Duncan says they got this tip December 9th, 2015. We got a couple people out looking for Patrick. Duncan asked him whether he heard about the incident before. Jen says he heard some rumors around town, but as far as anything that I could say would have any kind of possible fidelity would be this. Duncan, how do you feel about Patrick? Jen says he thinks he's a good-hearted person, but he's shady. How can you have a good heart and be shady at the same time? Somebody please explain that to me. Okay. Jen says he thinks he's a good-hearted person, but shady. Duncan, does Patrick have a criminal record? Jen, I think he was charged with attempted murder, but I'm not exactly sure what the circumstances behind that was. But I think it was one of those things they charged with a higher charge to work their way down. Scroll down to see Patrick Wilson case for more details. According to the investigation file, the Highway Patrol never contacted Patrick Wilson or Sean Connolly. Boy, they didn't do their damn job. Okay. I don't know if we want to read about the Patrick. Let me look at my chat for a minute. I want to look at my chat and see what y'all are doing because I've been reading this whole time and I've missed everything y'all have said. I want to know what y'all think. I know what Wayne thinks. Hey, Jane, the college friend, the maid, and the girl on the boat, all killed by Murdaugh since 2015. Wait, hold on a minute, Jane. Are you telling me that there was also a maid that was killed? Oklahoma rain. I'm pretty sure there will be some more dead people before this is over. Hey, amen to this. This is a corrupt family. And they've been getting away with stuff for years and years. Look, the damn Murdaugh family, however you say the weirdos' names, they've been working in that solicitor's office since 1920 up until October. They're rich. And I believe that they have bought themselves out of trouble more than once. Mimo, thank you for reading this for us. Hey, no problem, Mimo, dog mom. Hey, CC, listening while I'm cleaning. Girl, that's what I need to be doing. That's what I need to be doing. We can finish reading this, and so we'll know what's going on. Let's see. There's just so many shady characters. Everybody involved, their daddy is a police officer, or they know a police officer, or it seems like to me everybody in this community is afraid of this family because they are so rich and powerful. But those days are over for the Murdaugh family. Mark my words, those days are over. Since, it's come out about Paul and Maggie being murdered and stuff. It's brought a lot of attention to the family and, a lot of attention to their big connections they have in town and stuff. So they're not going to be getting by with anything anymore. I want to just go back and look at this right here. This is Stephen's shoes. Now look at this, guys. I want justice for Stephen. Okay, and here's something else. I said this earlier. Police tried to contact the Murdaugh family when Stephen was found dead because their name kept popping up because of all these rumors. They wouldn't even sit down with police and give a statement. Why? There's a young man that went to school with your kids found dead on the side of the road, and you won't help law enforcement? The only reason you wouldn't help a case like that is if somebody in your family was involved and they lawyered up. Now, one of the cops, he's retired now. He done an interview on Fox News. Can't remember his name. It may be this Proctor guy I've been reading about. But he never did believe it was a hit and run. But everybody just blew him off because, they wanted it. All these other cops and prosecutors, they wanted it to be a hit and run. Even though they knew it wasn't. They were covering for the Murdaugh family. Or the Murdaugh family, however the hell you say it. Okay, so here's Stephen's shoes. Now look at this guy. His shoes was still on him, even though they was barely tied. Mark's got a pair of shoes just like that. I believe they're Vans. I don't know if those are Vans or DC's. But he didn't have them tied tight. You would think if he got struck by a vehicle. Now, what they tried to say is Stephen was walking down the middle of the road. Right now, he's walking in the middle of the road. He can hear fine. He can see fine. But he don't get out of the way for a big semi coming by. Now, they tried to say that like a big, 18-wheeler come by and, the mirror from the 18-wheeler hit him. Really? Wouldn't there be some glass or something? Come on now. I'm like his mom. I believe they followed him. Stephen could have run out of gas. They said that the gas cap on the vehicle was off, but they never said if there was gas in the vehicle. He could have actually run out of gas, and these weirdos come by. These kids, what's his name? Buster. Who names their kid freaking Buster? Like, that's a freaking dog's name. Reminds me of Buster Brown. Buster and them come by and jumped him. That's what I think. Buster didn't want anybody to know him and Stephen was messing around. I firmly believe they were messing around. When Stephen told his twin sister he was going out on a boat with this new love that he had, he was talking about Buster Murdaugh. We all know that they got a boat. Paul wrecked a bunch of kids in it and killed Mallory Beach. But he never did get to go on that boat ride because he ended up dead on the side of the road. I believe Buster killed him to shut him up from telling everybody in town that he was gay, because it must be a freaking sin in that town to be gay. I mean, what kind of town they living in? I mean, really, it seems like it's a bigger area than mine. And they act like Stephen was the only gay person in town. Like, what the hell? We have all kinds of gay couples around here in the boonies. Nobody cares. I'm sure some people judge them for it, but most people, I mean, they're not ridiculed out in public. I mean, most people just Just accept it like they should. So none of nobody's business someone's gay or not. What's that got to do with anything? People kill me. How you judge a person is not by their damn lifestyle. It's by their heart. That's how you judge people. These people make me sick, y'all. Am I mean that I have no sympathy for the Murdaugh family? Because I told Mark this morning, I said, I don't feel a bit damn bad for him. Not a bit. He's like, that's unusual for you to say about murder victims. I said, but yeah, because they're shady people. They're mean people. Their money has gotten them out of trouble for years. In years. Look at how much heartache they've caused other people. There's probably a lot more things that Buster and Paul, maybe Alex, did that we'll never know about because the police covered it up because they had money. I firmly believe that they paid off that coroner, and that's why she ruled Stephen's death a hit and run. How can you rule something a hit and run when there's no evidence on the road? Somebody please answer me that. There's no glass. There's no skid marks. There's nothing. Hey, bye, Carolina girl. Have a great day. Let me see what check-in can be. How tall is that person? Because if you're on an 18-wheeler, is that high? It wouldn't hit someone. Thank you. I was just thinking that when I was saying it. I was picturing an 18-wheeler, and they are up high, so that don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. Buster had something to do with poor Stephen's death. They said he was such a good person, Stephen. Had a heart of gold, had big plans, loved his mommy more than anything, was real close with his mommy, and of course, his twin sister. I mean, he had big plans. He was going to college and stuff. Yes, the mirrors are much higher than a human head by at least 2 to 3 foot. Yeah. Still don't even make sense, does it, guys? Let's see what else is going on here. Let me find my article. He had okay, so Alex had a superficial head wound. So that means basically it probably just grazed him. So they found what? I'm pulling up YouTube instead of my articles. So they found how many bullets they say they found? Casings? Like 5 or something? So this person's going to fire 5 shots and barely graze Alex. Come on. Come on. He got someone to do that to him. They sure didn't barely graze his son and wife. They were freaking executed. Well, I know Paul was. He had a bullet in the head and what? One in the arm and heart. Guys, I just saw the craziest thing. Cow stuck in tree after Hurricane Ida rescued by workers in Louisiana Bayou. We're going to get back to the Murdaughs, but I got to show y'all this real quick. I have never before in my life seen anything like this. Look at that poor moo cow. That's what I call them, moo cows. Bless its little heart. I bet that hurt. It probably got picked up in the air and slung there. Okay, we don't want to hear about it. I just wanted to show y'all that picture. Let's get to the superficial wounds thing right here. It's funny how it's always a red flag when you got people that's like gunned down, murdered. Then you got like another family member or friend that's like barely injured. It's always a major red flag. Kind of like the Mary Pease case that happened here. If y'all don't know about the Mary Pease case, it happened in my county. They actually tried her out here at the courthouse. She had like 2 or 3 trials. But she said she shot her husband in self-defense because he shot her in the stomach. But she had like gunpowder residue like on her nightgown and all that. But it was a major red flag. He's gunned down, brutally murdered, and she's barely freaking injured in the abdomen. She was convicted. She finally did get out of prison, I believe. Y'all can look up American Justice, Mary Pease, Pease. Happened in my county. I think she was kind of railroaded. Dad kills toddler son himself after threatening to kill wife's entire family during divorce. Gosh, what's wrong with the world? I was reading an article on the side. Sorry, guys. Y'all know I digress a lot. I'm not professional. We need to talk about Summer Wells here in a minute, too. Because I'm about sick of these people freaking using this kid to make money and to get views and stuff. I know everybody wants views. We're on YouTube to get us a few views and stuff. But to me, that's not important. I'm happy with what I get. And I do not monetize my videos about Summer Wells. Any kid, really. I mean, so I have in the past before, I think. But here in the last few months and stuff, I don't even turn my ads on most of the time. But anyways, I found a place where you can buy a $20 t-shirt, guys, and you get the t-shirt, and all the money goes to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Okay, I know. Alex Murdaugh recovering from superficial wound to the head. State officials investigate shooting. Okay, I'm not going to read all this. Okay. Authorities in South Carolina released a timeline of Saturday's shooting incident in which I don't know how you say that, Sycon Alex Murdaugh suffered what they described as superficial gunshot wound to the head while changing a tire. Hold on, my little stalker wants out here. No, baby. She's mommy's widow, baby. She's just widow. Papa's just widow. Okay. So SLED said no arrest in the shooting have been made. Okay, Murdaugh, whose wife and son were shot to death in June in an as yet unsolved killing, was traveling to Charleston Saturday afternoon when he had a flat tire. While he was fixing the tire, a truck drove by, turned around, and someone inside shot him. SLED said that Murdaugh himself called 911 about 1:30 p.m., reported that he had been shot on Old Sakahatchee, maybe, Road near Barnville, according to WIS. The Hampton County Sheriff's Office secured the scene. Emergency medical personnel arranged air transport to Memorial Health University Medical Center in Savannah, Georgia. Why did he need to be airlifted for a superficial wound? Somebody please tell me. Murdaugh's attorney, Jim Griffin, said Saturday that Murdaugh was taken to the hospital in Charleston, but that was apparently an error. The sheriff's office asked SLED, which is leading the investigation into the deaths of 52-year-old Maggie and 22-year-old Paul Murdaugh, to take over the investigation into Murdaugh's shooting. Regional agents arrived on the scene shortly after 3:30, and crime scene agents arrived less than an hour later. SLED spokesman Tommy Crosby said agents worked through the night into the morning, processing the scene, interviewing the witnesses, and checking it into leads. Were there any witnesses to this? I just think that's a little funny that this rich man driving a Mercedes was changing his own tire. He doesn't look like the kind that gets his hands dirty to me. Okay, they had Murdaugh's black Mercedes-Benz SUV towed to an impound lot for further investigation. I'm telling y'all, he staged this to make it look like someone's after him too, because he probably killed Paul and Maggie. That's just my opinion, theory. Okay, last month, South Carolina 14th Circuit Solicitor Duffy Stone, and let me just tell you, this Duffy Stone character, I've looked into him, he is shady as hell, and all tied up into the Murdaugh family. Rescued himself from the murder investigation, citing a possible conflict of interest based on new information. Prior to his retirement, Alex Murdaugh's father, Randolph Murdaugh III, ran the 14th Circuit Solicitor's Office, as did Randolph Murdaugh Jr. and Randolph Murdaugh Sr., Damn, how many people y'all naming Rudolph? Ran- Randolph, I mean, before him. And Alex was working part time in the office at the time of the murders. Randall Murdaugh III, who was hospitalized at the time, died a few days after the murders of natural causes. Duffy Stone was first attorney not named Murdaugh. What? Stone was first attorney not named Murdaugh to hold position of the 14th Circuit Solicitor. Okay, I get what it's saying. Duffy Stone was the first attorney that doesn't have the last name Murdaugh to hold the position of the 14th Circuit Solicitor. Why do they call it Solicitor? Won't they just call it damn DA? District Attorney. Come on now. I'm going to start calling them Rudolph. We got a missing mom, guys. Let me look at the chat first, and then we'll look at her story. Where is my chat? Oh, right here it is. Okay. We're not just buying it, or we say, no, we're not buying none of this hogwash, Vicky. None of it. This has the Murdaugh name written all over it. All over it. I believe the Murdaugh family, someone in it is responsible for Paul and Maggie's execution. That's what I call it. You know, guys, I'm just wondering, did someone come into their house, hold them at gunpoint and say, walk down to the dog lot, and then shoot them there? Or were they lying in wait, like in the woods or somewhere, and waited until both of them went down to the dog lot? I kind of feel like they were marched down to the dog lot and executed for some reason. Yeah, I'm hungry. Oh, I just fried sausage checking convictions before I came on here. I didn't eat, though. When was Dad Murdaugh shot? Or Saturday, Mimo. It happened Saturday, this past Saturday. So sorry, Cece, off on summer. Oh, no. That's all right. That's all right. I'm getting ready to talk about I'm sure y'all saw that damn Summer Wells candle. The perp, that's what I call her. The perp mate. Here's the problem with it. Here's the problem. Well, first, the main problem is you didn't get no permission to put that little girl's pictures on no candle. Here's the second problem. You're making money off of it. Usually when someone's going to do like what do you call this, guys? Like a charity, donate to a charity, and they got an item, just like these t-shirts I'm getting ready to show you. Usually all the profit that's made off the item is donated, to whatever charity you're doing, the Center for Missing and Exploited Children or whatever. The problem is making money off the candle. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, Summer Wells is a cash cow. People's been exploiting her doing videos. Excuse me? Summer Wells is not a cash cow for me. I've not made, any money off that case. I make money off my memberships. Every now and then someone will give me a super chat. But here's the thing. Us people doing these videos and talking about it, we're not selling merchandise with her picture on it and, donating $5 of it and keeping the rest. That's a crappy thing to do. It's a crappy thing to do. I even asked Mark, I told him about the situation. I said, what do you think about that? And he's like, I think that's a crappy thing to do. I do too. And I'm not on no hate wagon. I'm not on anybody's side. Most people know I like people from all over the true crime / drama community. On both sides, as they call it. See, I don't see sides because I like people from, all around the block. I want to show y'all something. I want this t-shirt right here. This is custom ink. I found this morning. Now, if you want to donate to the Summer Wells Reward Fund, the Churchill Rescue Squad is overseeing that. And I actually have an article, and it tells you what banks, you can go to donate to that. Hold on a minute. I want to show y'all something. I like this. Now, they say that all the money from these t-shirts Oh, it's closed. Damn it. But anyways, it says be a voice for the voiceless. It says all funds raised will go directly to National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. It was $20 a t-shirt. Damn it, I was going to go order one of those. On the back it says protect our children. 365,348 missing. Not one more. Hashtag save Summer Wells. Well, I think it should have been hashtag find Summer Wells, personally. But allegedly, all the money made from this went directly to the Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The person that did this did not, J.J. Jones, it says, did not keep any money from this. I hate this clothes. I wanted a t-shirt. Crap. Hey, if I had the money's tight right now. Got vet bills coming up and stuff. But if I had the money, I would make up a bunch of t-shirts like that and send all the profits to the Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Because you can set stuff up like that to where you don't receive any money, like in your paper, it goes directly to the charity. And I tell you what, people on here have been scamming so much and lying and e-begging that people just don't want to donate anymore. Someone left me a comment, a loyal subscriber. I won't say her name. She's like, I'm not donating. I'm not donating to any I can't remember how she said it. She's like, I'm just not donating because too many people are scamming. You know, that's sad. That's sad that people don't want to donate charities because they are afraid of being scammed because so many damn people have scammed on here. How many people have getting Stouch tattoos right now? It's insane how people get. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get no tattoo like that, but I think that's a little weird. One creator knew way before they admitted and now milking that information that is so scammy. Hey, the Summer Wells case has turned in, unfortunately, to a freaking soap opera. It's a crap show. YouTubers arguing over the case, coming at each other, posting mugshots of one another. I mean, it's just crazy. I'm glad you're talking about this Murdaugh crime family. Stephen Smith, the maid, the girl on the boat deserve justice. Amen. Amen, Jane. And that's what I want. I want justice for Mallory and Stephen. I know they did something to Stephen. Buster did. Him and his friends. He didn't want to be outed as gay. I swear, I know I can't prove that, but I just feel that with everything in me. Stephen and Buster were messing around, and Buster didn't want nobody to know he's gay. I also think that Alex was tired of bailing his kids out of trouble. Look what Paul had done to him. Here, Paul. Hey, little red bird. Paul had wrecked that boat, drunk. His friends begging him that night to slow the boat down, take it back to dock. No, he took off his shirt, starts beating on his chest, going real fast, the boat in circles, and it hits something, throws Mallory off of the boat. She wasn't found for a week later. Beautiful young girl. Okay, they get sued over that too. He's charged with it, Paul is, and sued. I think Alex was tired of that. I'd say this is not the first lawsuit that they've been in. I was disappointed I didn't see anything about Murdaugh yesterday, but a million channels about Dawn and Candace. Hey, they can talk about Dawn and Candace till the freaking cows come home. It's not going to solve Summer's case. And it's not helping none. And please, people quit saying, oh, I'm going to reach out to the TBI about this, about that. Stop aggravating the freaking police and FBI. Don't y'all think they know more than us? I mean, you sound stupid. I mean, really. Oh, these people, y'all, they've got on here and they've jumped on this Summer Wells case and got all kinds of subscribers and views, and they think they're a freaking expert. They don't give two shits about Summer. I heard old candle maker said, "Oh, when did we start caring about Summer?" Hey, I've always cared about her. This is a hell of a lot closer to my neighborhood than it is any of theirs. You know, East Tennessee is a hop, skip, and jump for me. I can be in East Tennessee or freaking Eastern Kentucky in 20 freaking minutes. Well, Eastern Tennessee, it'd probably take me about 35, 40. But still. Don, he probably does know. You know what? He probably does know what happened. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. I was like, yeah, he probably really was at work. But he might have been at work. But I believe he still knows. Oh my God, the channel that showed they called the TBI, that was insane. Lord have mercy, people. Quit calling the freaking TBI with your stupid rumors. Do they not realize every tip that's called in, they have to work that tip? They have to make sure, it's legitimate or not legitimate. The perp cement shoes. She had a good idea, but the description of the candle, he said something like you'll smell the candle and be relaxed. Like it feels safe. How you gonna feel safe smelling the candle? It's got a missing kid on it. I think her excuse for making money off of it, she has to cover her costs. Well, you know what? If you can't afford to do a charity and donate 100% of the profits, don't freaking do it. Do you see me doing something like that? No, because you want to know why? Because I don't got the freaking money to do it. That's why. You don't do that. You don't put missing kids' pictures on candles and make money off of it and donate $5. That's not how you do things. That's a sucky thing to do to even think of. Then saying, "Oh, I'm gonna call the police and tell them the money I donated go in a separate thing for the kids." What the fuck? Like, excuse my language. Oh my God. Keep your $5. Nobody wants you to do no candles. Like everybody on YouTube. What's that one boy's name? Blood. Benny Keys is all I know. Keys, something like that. He was talking about it too. It's a crappy thing to do to profit off her. And that excuse, well, people doing videos profit off of it. No, that's not exactly true. It's not exactly true. A lot of these YouTubers really care about Summer, such as myself. I have not profited off that child. I have not. I may have gotten like a $5.99 super chat or something here and there. That's it. They didn't super chat me that because of Summer Wells. They did it to show support for my channel. And people calling Summer Wells' case a cash cow pisses me off. You shouldn't think about it like that. Let me tell you what a lot of y'all's problems are. I'm not talking about y'all. A lot of y'all's problems are, you creators, you cannot put yourself in someone else's shoes. What if that was your missing child? Regardless of how you feel about Dawn and Candace, would you want your kid's picture slapped on a freaking candle and only $5 of the candle sales going to missing and exploited kids or whatever? Fake. I love facts, like you said. Oh, I love you too. Check if you fix. Any money you have left after donating is nothing but blood money. Lord have mercy. When I'm talking about Summer and stuff, I've seen so much gross stuff on here. I don't want nobody to super chat me. I don't. That's why I don't turn my ads on and stuff. It's not about that for me. I like advocating for kids. I know what it's like to be a little kid and be abused. That's why this stuff is so close to my heart. I don't care if I make any damn money or not. Of course, everybody wants to make a little money, but I don't want to make money off little children that's missing. And honestly, I'd much rather talk about adult true crime than kids because it's really, really started affecting me and taking a toll on me. When I can read a story and it changes my whole mood for the rest of the day and stuff. I don't need to be reading it, I guess. I saw a story this morning. A little toddler got a hold of its daddy's gun, shot itself. Loaded gun, shot itself. I can't read those right now. The candle money could go towards helping foster boys. They still need care, and Don is not going to pay for them. Well, you know what? They need to figure out if people want to help the boys, figure out some way to start them a trust and people donate money into it, like a trust at a bank. You know what I mean? Where nobody couldn't get their hands on it. I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna stay away from damn fundraisers and everything on my channel because it ain't nothing but a big mess. I started to cuss. Yeah, it's nothing but a big mess. They turned camera on when Makeup Mobster was getting out of the shower and the whole world saw her. They're supposed to be friends. Yeah, I believe someone turned that camera on too, and it wasn't Em. I felt so bad for her. I love Makeup Mobster. Of course, I don't agree with everything she says. That's like with anybody on here. I don't even agree with some of the stuff I say sometimes after I think about it, but I like her. I was actually just talking about her to Mark yesterday. I said, she is one of those people like you. Everything she does turns out right. She's crafty. I was talking about this Lida makeup mirror that she made. It's one of her older videos. Yeah, it's like this mirror, and she puts those round light bulbs all the way around it. I mean, I'm about tempted to email that girl and say, hey, you make me one of those, and I'll send you some money to your PayPal. She does like a do-it-yourself video on it, but I'm not crafty. I mean, Makeup Mobster can use a drill and everything. A saw, I switched iPads because my newer one is typing all crazy. The other one seems to be working. Hey, there's something wrong with my new phone. I can be watching somebody's live stream and it cuts in and out, in and out. And it's not them because when I watch it on the laptop, it doesn't do that. But my laptop is acting weird too. And I don't understand it because I just use this to stream and look up things. I don't really download stuff to my laptop, maybe a picture every now and then. And sometimes I can pick up my laptop and it'll say, oh, device has to restart. I think what I'm going to have to do is reset my laptop to like it's brand new. You know what I mean? There's something going on with it. CC, you make good tie-dyes. Oh, we need to be doing some tie-dye shirts. I need to get some. We'll be doing some tie-dyeing and crafting this winter. I'm going to get back into my diamond painting. I got a sloth picture I still got to finish. It's halfway done. Just had so much stuff going on over the summer and relationship problems, dogs sick, dogs dying, I've just not had time to be crafty, but we will tie-dye some more. I really liked the last tie-dye shirt that I did. I gave it to Timothy where you do the tie-dye colors on the front, the colors that you want, and then you flip it over, and on the back, you just do completely black. And then, after you rinse it out, then you got this colorful shirt with like the little black marks going through it. I would like to read books for kids online, nonprofit. Yeah, someone mentioned to me about I should do a channel and read kids' books because of my voice and stuff. I love to read. That sounds like a good idea. I'd have to get me some books, though. Jack's mom, that one turned out well. I know. I started doubting myself. I started doubting myself on that t-shirt. But it turned out really good. Timothy wears it to school. He's a freshman. He's just like his mama. He loves tie-dye stuff and sharks. Now, I'm more into dolphins and orcas, but Timothy loves sharks. My grandbaby used to beg me not to do the scary voices. I scared her. Oh, Oklahoma Rain, you have a great voice for that. Oh, thank you. You know, guys, I used to be so embarrassed of my voice when I first started YouTube, and people would leave me mean comments, and then I was just like, screw them. I can't help it how I talk. I can't help it. I was born in the freaking country. Someone told me I sounded like Lois Griffin from Family Guy, which I thought was funny. I love that show. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do sound like that. Well, guys, I'm going to get off here. It's already 8 minutes after 12. I'm going to try to get some things done. Since Smokey's feeling better, I'm going to get myself cleaned up and do a porch chat this afternoon. Thanks, Charlie Girl says. My nose just got all of a sudden stopped up, guys. So if I sound funny, I don't know what that's about. Ooh, cold coffee. It may be allergies or something. I saw where multiple celebs read books for kids, different ones. We could do that, Cece. Yes, I would love. You know what? If we had a children's hospital around here, I would go there and read books to the little children that's in the hospital. Have a safe. Oh crap! I forgot it's Labor Day. That's why my doctor's office wasn't open. I called them, left them a message. I was like, I gave them my name, date of birth on the voicemail. I said, Friday, I called to get a refill on my Cymbalta Friday morning. The doctor never called in my Cymbalta, and my head has been dizzy and swimming all weekend. So if you could please call in my medicine or give me a call back. Thank you. Cece has been the same since day one. Real honest, truly cares. Yeah, I'm just me. I try to be just me. Now my opinions change. Just like on the Summer Wells case there at the beginning, I thought they was guilty. Then I didn't think they were. Right now, I think they know, I don't know what they're guilty of, but I think they know where Summer's at. And from what I'm hearing, it's a good thing the kids were took out of that house because it's not a good house. It's not a good environment. It's filthy inside because Candace wants to stay on the road and on her phone all the time, not do no housework. Plus, they argue back and forth. Voices behind the wall said they were both abusive to each other. It's just not Dawn being abusive to Candace. And Candace was pretty abusive to Cher, too, the way she talked to her. I wouldn't put up with that for 2 seconds. I'd have told that old bitch where to go. It's just not a good environment for kids. She is real. I do not like fake people. I cannot stand fake people. I'm with you, checking convictions. Never say never. I'm always willing to listen. Yeah, that's me too. I try to keep an open mind. I'm always willing to listen to other people's opinions. About the only time I wouldn't listen to somebody's opinion if they tried to argue with me about Chris Watts being innocent or Fotis Dulos being innocent. Then you're going to have an argument with me. But I don't argue with people over true crime. What good does it do, guys, to argue with other creators over a true crime case? It's like a waste of energy. And plus, I have like real stuff going on in my life. My Bubba Boo Boo, I thought I was losing him. I mean, we really thought he was dying, guys. We would pick him up and he would go limp. And then he just recovered. I don't know if he just had something wrong with his stomach or what, but I've got real stuff going on, so I don't got time for petty stuff on the internet. Thank you, checking convictions. I need to take some online speech classes so that I can learn to pronounce some words and maybe get rid of my southern accent just a little bit. I'll never be able to completely get rid of it, but it is hard to understand certain words I say sometimes. I know it is. I go back and listen and I'm like, what? What the hell did I just say? Anyways, y'all have a great day. I want to thank y'all for praying for Smokey. Really, I believe y'all's prayers, my prayers, helped him because I believe he was on death's door. He had give up, guys. He was defeated. And finally, I gave him a popsicle, a bite, and it seemed to like give him a sugar rush. And he got up and we just kept taking him outside and encouraging him and stuff. And it's like he came out of it. I really think that he had just was trying to give up on us. And we had to show him that we weren't ready to give up on him. And he's not in pain or anything, so that's a good thing. Debbie, no, CC, you are who you are, and you are beautiful, and you sound just fine. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Debbie. Cement cheese popsicles are good to combat dehydration. Yeah, I think he may have been dehydrated. Oh, cement cheese. I got some bomb pops, but they're not the regular red, white, and blue ones. They're Hawaiian Punch. They are so good. If y'all have not tried them, try them. I believe that saved Boo Boo's life. How you like, Heather? See, I had y'all praying for Smokey. I had people on TikTok praying for him. Hell, we about got as many subscribers on TikTok as I got on my true crime channel. Yeah, but he had so many prayer things on TikTok, I couldn't even heart them all. And I was like, oh, that's so nice of everybody, because these people really on TikTok. There's a few on there that know me from YouTube, but most of those people I don't even know. And they've all been so nice and everything. So I'm grateful for all y'all and the people on TikTok. Anyways, what's checking convictions? VBTW, not for fake sub building on summer. I'm lost checking convictions. You know how I am. I get lost sometimes on comments. I mean, to me, I think you're talking about voices behind the wall. To me, she seemed, I don't know her. I don't watch her a lot. From what I seen, she seemed like she really believed in Don and was trying to help him. And, of course, get views too, because she is a YouTuber. And then he totally flipped on her. I'm still not sure what went on with that crap. I need to go back and listen to her stream. I think she started asking him some questions or something. He just flipped out on her or something. I'd have told him to go get effed. I'd say, look, buddy, you might talk to Candace like that, but you ain't freaking talking to me like that, you son of a bitch. That's what I'd have said to him. They're saying they were baiting him now. Oh, come on now, Don. Don loved going on their channel. He loved going on their channel. And every time they would ask him a question on there, he would deflect to the Bible or something. When they ask him, what would you say to Summer right now if she was listening to you? He didn't say nothing. He started talking about the Bible or some crap. They're Bible thumpers during, on Sunday, and they get high and drunk, from my understanding, through the week. I knew it. Everybody have a wonderful day. I got to get in the shower. Love you all. You too, Debbie. Y'all have a great day. I'll probably see y'all this afternoon for an evening chat. It may be around 8 or 8:30 after I get all my animals put up and stuff, but I'm going to definitely try to do one, because I have missed talking to y'all. And I like doing my evening chats. I like doing chats where we're just not talking about true crime. We're talking about life and whatever, or playing games. But anyways, y'all have a great day. Love y'all. Be safe, be kind, and peace. I'm going to figure out why my nose is stopped up all of a sudden.